When our troops request first aid kits, generators, body armor, even chalk, TroopsDirect supplies it. No red tape, no chain of command, just a commitment to those who serve. Joining us today is the Executive Director of TroopsDirect, Aaron Nierbon. Welcome, Aaron.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So tell us what TroopsDirect is and how it got started.
Well, TroopsDirect is a nonprofit organization. We're here in the Bay Area, and we were founded back in 2010 when a longtime friend of mine contacted me while he was in Afghanistan as a unit commander and essentially requested specific items that he couldn't get through his own supply chain.
Right.
As a civilian, I thought that many of these things were available, aplenty to them,
Right.
when in fact they weren't. So one box of specifically requested items went out, then another and another and another, and 5 years later now we've shipped over 700,000 pounds of requested support to service members on literally every continent and at sea.
Well, I'll tell you what we want to do, because we have a short video that kind of explains how it works. So let's take a look at that.
Sounds good. It all started when I sent one of my longtime friends who's deployed in Afghanistan a single care package. And he responds back to me and says, "Thank you so much. I needed these items, but those under my command need them even more than I do, so I'm giving everything to them." Tourniquets, eye protection, stretchers, boot laces, toothpaste, Gatorade powder, gun lubricant, medic packs, tracheotomy kits, and everything else. I was more than excited to see two big boxes with the words TroopsDirect printed on the sides. Inside the boxes was chalk, tons of bright neon chalk. To many, this might seem like an odd package to receive, but out here in Regional Command South, chalk saves lives.
Nobody asked the guy that went on patrol yesterday, who had to watch one of his buddies get both his legs blown off. Nobody asked him if he needs any more money to get a new stretcher so he can save that Marine's life. Aaron asks us personally. He's asking units what they need. He doesn't believe the war's over because he knows all of us that are over there.
We have a 53-foot semi, and we're going to be filling that with approximately 14 tons of product. We have lived up to our promise of getting those units what they need. Are we in a gray area sometimes because of what we do? Some could say that. At the end of the day, our service members have what they need. That's all that matters.
So, Aaron, why aren't these supplies or these needs being met, do you think?
Well, commonly there is the chain of command, and there is the red tape, and there's sometimes a disconnect between what our service members on the ground need versus what people higher up the chain may think they need, or what is just in fact available or not available.
Okay.
And we're certainly facing a lot of budget cuts right now, and we will continue to. Moreover, however, with this new onset of terrorism, a lot of American units are being called at the last minute to go to places in order to protect our nation overseas. And sometimes the ability to amass items just can't happen in that time frame.
I see.
As opposed to them calling us, and we can literally ship, no joke, within 60 minutes of a request coming in, we can identify that product and get it out the door to wherever they are.
So tell us a little bit about the funding for this, because is it purely by donation?
Yeah, TroopsDirect is not supported by the government. Everything we do is funded by the individual American that believes in what we do. And we ask for a financial donation as opposed to a product donation because we never know what that next request is going to be from Americans overseas.
Right.
And I can tell you, just overnight, we got a request for a whole bunch of parachute gear. Yesterday, as we closed up the offices, we wouldn't have known that that request was coming in. And you can't do a drive and say, hey, everybody, donate parachute gear. Certainly doesn't work. And that's why the dollar to TroopsDirect makes such a difference. And 97 cents of every dollar goes directly to getting our troops what they need.
Well, that's really important. And speaking of donations, there's a big fundraiser coming up for you, right?
The TroopsDirect Golf Challenge, June 15th.
So tell us what makes this unique. It's not just any kind of a golf tournament, right?
It's a pure 18-hole competition. However, we have a lot of experiences and interfaces, if you will, at the event. I can't give away all the secrets, but we're going to have a lot of equipment out there, things that people see maybe on TV or in the movies or hear about, that they'll be actually able to touch, sniff, smell, wear,
wow,
and all that. And it reminds those that come to the event of the fact that we have Americans all over the place still, and it brings them a little bit closer to them by, again, interfacing and leaving the day saying, yeah, we need to remember that even though the wars are over in Afghanistan and Iraq, there's still Americans, over 1 million of them, in uniform, serving our country every day, and they have needs as they voluntarily protect our nation and our children and our neighbors.
And you're not just talking about troops overseas. I mean, there are troops here in the U.S., right, that are in need of these supplies as well. So it was interesting, you were telling me how you ship these supplies. I mean, it could be by any means possible, right?
I can tell you that right now as we're taping this, we are mobilizing, I believe it's 8 different full semi-trucks that are going to locations within the United States for units in need here for their training and the like, but also that will be airlifted to some locations around the globe where we have some Special Forces service members at this time.
Well, finally, because I'm just curious, I mean, how do you how do you determine when you receive the donations who's going to get what are you going to use this money for?
Are you referring to when we get a request that comes in or a donation that comes in?
Yeah, I mean, how do you prioritize?
We've learned to vet requests pretty quickly, and sometimes you'll get some that maybe ask for things that they don't really need, and we have ways of making sure that that they get what they need, not what they don't need.
I see.
And then the funds are that come into TroopsDirect are often turned around the same day sometimes, and it goes right out the door. So
well, that's terrific. Thank you so much, Aaron.
Thank you very much.
For more information about how you can make a donation to TroopsDirect or to sign up for their upcoming golf challenge, log on to TroopsDirect.org.